Can everybody hear me? I don't know if I can see myself. Okay. I can see myself now. I'm a little bit late because I was running over from just eating lunch and
Can everybody hear me?
all day. I don't know if I can see myself. All right, let me just mute myself over here because I'm actually watching myself over here. I'm gonna get myself settled. I want to talk a little bit about like the purpose of this live stream and kind of why I wanted to even want to do this in the first place and where I want to go with this. I'm feeling a little bit scattered right now, both with surroundings around me and in my heart. You know, I feel a little bit nervous, a little anxious. But the purpose of this live stream was just this idea that what I'm doing, shooting YouTube videos, I love shooting YouTube videos because they really help me express a lot of the ideas that I have in my mind in a way that I can't maybe express through just writing or just art or something like that. And the problem that I always run into is that I have a tendency to overthink everything. And I wanted to do something, a practice that would allow me to really feel in the moment, right? To connect with the present moment and be present at every moment and not overthink every little thing. And I think that the other piece about YouTube that's important to me is that it's a community, it's a social media platform, it's a place where people can add to a conversation. And I've always felt like I wanted to add to that conversation. I want to add something special, unique, and that's mine. And the things that I feel like are mine are art and creativity and reconnecting with your emotions and things like that. So I think being present and showing everything that's going on inside, or reconnecting with the things that are going inside, the anxiety, the fear, the excitement that I have for this stream, and showing maybe different perspective on the world. And maybe some of you are artists, and this will help you remember some of the creative times that you had when you were younger. You could follow along, but maybe you're not an artist. It doesn't matter. For me, I believe that all of us can really use some time to connect with ourselves and connect with our emotions, and also connect to that fun and creativity and wonder that we had when we were kids. I was so anxious the last few days about this. I've actually written down a list of possible fun prompts. I'll read them off to you. So one of them is creating a character using a random number generator to randomly generate a Myers-Briggs, a star sign, and an Enneagram, and try to generate a character off of that. If you guys don't know what that is, we can go into that later if I actually do this exercise. Another one is to paint a beautiful thing in my house. So this is something I used to really like to do. I like walk around my house, look for something that is so ordinary, but if you look at it, there's something beautiful about it. Like, you know, if I just look at the cup, the way, you know, the light shines off of this and the reflections, there's something about art that I think people don't really talk about. It's like people always talk about being expression, right? How do I express what I want with this cup? You know what I think a lot of art is? It's just discovery. And what's beautiful about painting stuff from life is you gain an appreciation for life. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna find when I paint this cup. I see a fingerprint over here. I see some reflections over here. We're so focused every day on seeking things like, I want this, I want that, I want to do this, I want to do that. But sometimes it's hard to slow down and just notice what's there. So like that's one of the prompts. And the other one is creating a trading card. write a short fan fiction of something done badly. Oh, I love this. You know, when you watch something, you're like, I could have written that better. Could do a short story on that. I have a bunch more prompts over here, but my point is that I had a bunch of things to try to create some structure around this, but I was so stressed out the past few days about it, and even stressed right now. Like my heart is beating, feeling anxiety over here. That I don't really have a plan. It feels, you know what it feels. I don't know if any of you have tried YouTube, or tried filming yourself, or tried live streaming. But this is what it feels like. It's like a out of body experience in a way. I feel like out of it. Like I'm with people and I'm being watched somehow, but there's no one there. Like it's the weird paradox of it all. Like I can see the cameras, right? I can see myself. I'm watching myself on some level. But yeah, I'm sitting alone in this apartment. That's the craziest thing about videos anyway. So I'm gonna take a deep breath. And we're gonna start. I'm feeling into the prompt that I had earlier, which is the one about painting a beautiful thing in your house. I haven't done painting for a really long time. I've got my paints, I've got my easel ready, and I also have a really clever setup for people to be able to see my what I'm doing when I'm painting. So I really want to try this out. Question is, what am I going to paint? Okay. I want to start with something really simple. I think I'm going to grab, I see something over here. I'm going to grab it. So I have a bottle of oil and a bottle of cologne that's kind of speaking to me. Something about, I've always really loved light and the way they interact. So it's kind of cool when you see in something liquid, there's transparency, but it's also reflecting a lot of light because of the glass. Let's see if I can set up something over here. So I don't know if my GoPro will turn enough to show what's going on. There we go. Okay. So that's kind of nice. We have 2 bottles over there. I want to see if I want to add something more. So I have a bottle of oil over here and I have a glass cup. The problem is, so I'm looking at this composition over here and I have a kind of feeling of what the painting I want to do in my mind is. I know that if I just have if I just have the cologne and the canister of oil, that feels like it would work. But the other two things feel like they're out of place. Then I'm just worried that it's going to be too simple. Just two things. I need to add something different, like I'm feeling into something. Let me try the spray bottle here. Oh, that's kind of nice. So I think like this has a really interesting story to it. One of the prompts that I have in my my list is a self-portrait, and I think it's funny. I'm laughing because this is in a way a self-portrait because it's the left hand is a alcohol spray, the center is cologne, and then the right hand is like a cooking spray. I have this weird thing where I have this really expensive canvas over here that I can use to paint, but I'm always so cheap. I'm always like, man, I don't want to use this expensive canvas on a study of painting over here. So maybe I'll use. I might have a smaller canvas here, and if I can find it, we're gonna use that. Okay, so this is a smaller canvas. I kind of really dig the painting on here though. And I'm not sure if I really dig that painting in life so much. It feels a little bit like boring to me, you know? I want something that excites my imagination. I almost think maybe I just need to simplify. It just needs to be just the alcohol bottle. Nothing else. I'm going to try to pull the camera a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about here. But there's something about if you just focus in on that alcohol bottle, there's some really beautiful things going on there. Something just like the reflections and things like that. Alright, I got my easel set up. Okay. I think what we'll do is take a GoPro and we'll refocus it on the canvas. And what we're gonna do, the problem is this back. Wobbly. This. I don't know why it's so unstable. Oh, something is loose. Right here. Okay, now the easel's stable. The problem is, okay, so we need something in the back of this. There's this like light leaking through the back. So I guess we'll put the big canvas here. Oh, it's too big. We'll put the whiteboard back. Then we'll put the canvas in front of it. I don't want to accidentally paint my whiteboard, so I'll turn it backwards. The whiteboard here. Okay, and we're gonna probably need a light because I'm getting backlit so hard. Let's see. Let's get a light in here. Should be a little better. What I really need is the big light. That's too far away then. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Let's put the lights at max brightness. I just have to go run with that. Yeah, I like this. This definitely feels inspired to me. I can just see it on here. A beautiful alcohol bottle. I'm gonna set up my easel, my paints and my brushes and everything real quickly, so I'll be right back. It's been such a long time since I painted. I don't know how long this live stream is gonna go on for. I'm almost feeling like I'm just gonna do this one thing and we're gonna dip. But I'm actually really starting to like this. I've always dragged my feet when I'm painting. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Like, what am I getting out of painting? Shouldn't I be doing something more productive? Working on a video, working on one of my businesses, things like that. But now that I'm back here, I just remember how much I love painting. There's something about painting that like it's all about finding that feeling in life. I talk a lot about this in my coaching and things like that, about how different life is without music. Like if you were to exercise without music, if you were to do chores or homework or whatever you do, or sitting in the car without music, it's colorless. This feels like to me adding color to life too, because I'm just sitting here looking at my spray bottle. There's nothing special about that. That's something I see every single day. But I don't notice the beauty in it. I don't notice the possibilities. And like, this could be a painting. It's amazing. All right, I actually got to show you guys this. There's something just magical about the tools of art. I know a lot of you probably did art when you were a kid. And I don't know if you ever felt this, but isn't that so fun? These colors. These are all really high quality acrylic paints, by the way. Cost me a pretty penny, but the difference between this and a cheap acrylic paint is night and day. I'll go for the basics. Red, black, blue, this white. Yeah. I had an art teacher once who really liked special colors, like violet oxide. It's a really fun color. She really liked teal. I'm missing something. Oh, it's yellow. I'm always missing yellow. If you guys don't know, yellow is just the most annoying color ever when you're painting. Not because I don't like it, but because it takes a lot of yellow to make something show up. Whereas like a dark color, it's so easy to cover something with black or blue, even red. Yellow, it always comes out looking watery unless you add a lot of white to it. White's another color that's annoying. Like, it's the best. It's actually the best because if you add white to something, the cap of this just literally broke off, so I'm using tape to hold it closed to keep it from drying. But if you have white, you have to use a lot of white to show up and lighten a color. So I'm always having to buy more white. I use way more white and yellow than any other color, just because they don't show that well. This is my palette. This is one of my favorite things. You know, life is chaotic, and art really reflects that. There's something beautiful about the chaos here, right? Just the crazy amount of colors. You can see the energy. I've heard people say that, oh, this is dumb, you know, like, we created modern art like this. Probably seen modern art like this. Just a bunch of colors. There's nothing really there. But the reason why I find that special is you may not like it. It might not even be my favorite type of art. But it really does reflect the chaos of life and find beauty in it, right? Like, there's so much energy to this whole thing. But we're gonna create something with a little less energy and a lot more orderly. We're gonna do a realistic painting of this. Alcohol bottle. I don't know if there's any white left in here. There is. No, I think it all dried out actually. This wasn't an effective enough of a seal to keep the inside from drying out, so this is just dead. I'm gonna have to use my small bottle of white right here. Fortunately, this is cheaper. Well, acrylic paint, so it's probably not going to be as good as well. You know, I was saying that yellow and white I have to use a lot of because it just doesn't show up. Well, cheaper paint is the more that's the case. If it's really cheap, you just have to use tons and tons. Some people actually use that to their advantage. Like, if you want your painting to be super thick looking brushstrokes, just use cheap paint. I'm gonna have to use a lot anyway. Here's a yellow. We got our black. I don't know why I have a huge tube of black. Guess it's just gonna last me forever. Because black is the opposite of white, right? Like you just use a little bit of black and the whole thing turns black. It's so easy to cover over things with black too. I might outline this whole thing in black. Do a little quick paint sketch. One of the reasons why I love painting. Painting for me is so much about just... It's the feeling of just taking these huge strokes, just going at it, you know? I like drawing. Probably gonna do more drawing now, especially on these live streams. But for me, drawing is just, it's slow and it's a little bit held back. I like to be crazy, you know? I like to just go out and just go for it. Alright, so we got our paints down. We're gonna put them down on the chair over here. We'll get some water and then we're gonna get started. You know, the first tool I might get started with, it's just this. This is what one of my art teachers used to use. And if you don't know what this is like used for painting walls. It's not a serious art implement at all, but there are no rules in art. And this is actually really fantastic at grabbing a ton of paint, just loading it onto the canvas, which I love to do. So this video, I'm not entirely sure where it's gonna go. I think it's going to be something that I upload later, and that I don't know if I need to even upload it. I don't know anything about live streaming. It might just be live on my channel, but if it's not, I might make it public, or maybe I won't. But I think it will, because there's something always special about the first time you do something, and this is a cool opportunity where I can really capture the first time I do something. Like I said earlier in the live stream, for me, it's about being in the moment, right? Like this is almost like creating a YouTube video for me. Creating one live with other people in there. I told few people about this live stream. So if you're on watching, you're in the special few. And I want to thank you so much for being here. You know who you are. Thank you. It's like, this is really special to me. Anyway. I'm feeling still a little out of it. I think part of the reason why is the weird feeling of watching yourself, but being alone, but not being alone. It's trippy. But I'm really excited to finally do art after so long. I never sit down to do art. Whenever I do art, it's always for a purpose. It's always like, I'm doing art so I can post it on social media. I'm doing art for this and that reason. Even when I'm doing a live stream, I'm constantly worried about entertaining. Like, how do I entertain people more? Things like that. When the live stream really is for me on some level. It's really supposed to be personal to me. It's not for other people. Not for other people as much. I mean, I am doing this live, and I am trying to contribute to a community and show a different point of view in life. But all right, here we go. We got that. The subject far off in the distance over here. Canvas over here. And what I'm really feeling into is just doing a really simple blocking out of everything. We're going to create a gray here. I think this is where you're going to see the... So I feel like there's... If you're not in the visual art world, like the painting artist kind of world, you probably won't know this, but there are a couple different types of artists. There are the self-taught artists, or the artists who are mainly illustrators and like to draw cartoons and comics and stuff like that. They learn mostly by like looking at other people's work, maybe using YouTube video tutorials, things like that. And then there's like the high fine artists, the people who studied in college, who studied like famous artists like throughout history. And if you know about art, you probably will recognize I'm the second one pretty quickly, because I love muted colors. I love grays, browns, things like that. More of a traditional take. I think some of the more pop art, like cartoonists and things like that, they like more gray colors. Because I mean, I think for me, I like bright colors too. I just don't use them as much. For me, it's like the few special things should be bright, and everything else, I love subtlety. I love having things just feel super subtle. All right, so we're just gonna go for this general shape. This is what I like to do. I'm not gonna even, I could go super realistic, like find the exact right proportions, but I don't even feel like doing that. Like, this is the bottle. It's gonna be right here. We're just making that executive decision. This is what I'm feeling into. Something super sketchy. I remember, this actually reminds me of this painting technique done by the Dutch painters. A lot of people have heard of Vermeer and Rembrandt. If you haven't, don't worry. They're just famous artists for art nerds. But if you look them up, they have some really beautiful paintings, all on white, which is what I like. I'm all about like strong lighting and things of that nature. But there's a type of technique that one of the early, I think, Dutch artists used to use. I remember seeing his paintings and being like, oh, that's cool. I want to do something like that. By the way, I actually love painting over other paintings. Even though it's sad this painting's gone, like, I can easily paint another one. I don't really care. But I just love having the former painting peeking through. It's like giving me inspiration. I wonder if that could happen in life too. Like, you can take something in life and repurpose it for something else, and the signs of the things that are you used it to repurpose are like peeking through, you know. So one of the things I love about this is just the brown of the glass. I absolutely love that brown. So we're gonna go off that brown a little bit. All right, so this is my take on the brown thus far. The brown over here. Looks like I made it a little bit red. There's more yellow in there. All right, I like this. This is good. I know the top is black, but I'm gonna go into the same brown to just kind of sketch out the general shape I want to go after. Like I said, I'm probably not gonna go with the exact proportions, make it like photorealistic or anything like that. All right. I'll hold it back over here. Better sense of what's going on here. Kind of like that. Okay, so before I get started, my initial sense. I'm trying to break down like the artistic mindset here. This is part of the purpose of the stream. Artists do this a lot. They take a step back and look at their artwork. I think the mindset is really that you're checking in with your feelings. You're seeing how the feelings of the painting align with where you want to go. I really think that's probably a metaphor for life too. My feeling in this is that there's just too much white still. I need to cover the whole thing. Just calm everything down before I go in there with some punch. So I'm gonna go in there and paint some of the reflections in the glass, and that's gonna make it. That's the part I love about this glass. It's gonna look so beautiful. But before I do that, I want to just calm down the rest of the canvas. I don't want it to be like these bright spots of white, because there's gonna be some bright spots of white on the glass. And that's gonna make it like the reflection super clear. So the technique that I'm referring to, this Dutch painter, I forget what it was called, but it meant like some sort of Dutch word. But it was like, it meant like you were doing it in whatever the word meant. It was something about how it was just, if you just go in the moment. And every brushstroke was super spontaneous. It was just exactly what was just exactly what was present at that second. It's like very gestural. And this reminds me of that. This is kind of how I'm feeling. All right. Let me see. So that's much closer to what I'm looking for. The background's super muted, and that gives there's a little white on the bottom. I need to paint that off. But there's like, that just makes the center which is like this glass bottle, it gives a lot of exciting opportunities here because we can now do some bright colors in there, some reflections, and it's gonna look amazing without distracting white all of the entire canvas. I'm wondering how everyone's day is going. Hope you're doing well. We're gonna go much smaller in brushes because we're gonna start hitting detail now. These are the brushes we're going after. Okay, you didn't see this, but I went and poured some more paint. So I think I'm gonna go for this part right here first. This part right here. That's speaking. I got a color that's pretty close, I feel. Right here. My OCD is definitely kicking in. I'm noticing where the proportions are off. Like I want to extend this bottle here. We're just gonna run with this. Definitely definitely don't want this to be super realistic. I want it to be kind of like quirky. But I want to have those beautiful reflections that feel super real. I think I really want to go after some of the so the label, you can see it's a little transparent. You can see like there's a little bit of gray. It's right here. Just relate that over this. And then on the label also you can see some of the bright orange hue kind of creep through. We're gonna hit that a little bit. All right, when I say that, the light changes. It's actually not so orange anymore. I'm gonna go off memory now. I want to try to hit the orange hues now. I'll go out some orange now. In the bottle. Actually, really yellow. Really yellow orange. take a look at it now. Not really loving it right now at this moment. It's getting there. Getting there. Hmm. All right, so we're gonna just try a light. It's interesting how easily it is to get lost in your thoughts when you're painting. It's one of the reasons why I love it. I'm completely calm right now. I've completely forgotten I'm on live stream. Not that many people are watching me, so it's not a huge amount of stress. Hmm. was. This is where we are now. I really do like it. The muted colors are really nice. It's beautiful. But it just feels like it's missing something popping. Like it needs a little bit more. I'm gonna work on the background now. I just wanna like get some feeling. One of the lessons that you learn in art is that there are two ways to bring something out. There's painting the actual thing, and there's painting everything around it. So to make the bottle pop out, I can add more colors to the bottle, but I can also add more color outside of the bottle. You know, actually, I think I might move my webcam. Is there a place that's better to move it? Actually, no, I'll just leave it where it is right now. But let's take a look at this now. All right, the background has a little bit too much definition. I want to add more texture to the background without drawing too much attention to it. So we're just going to mute out the background a little bit more. I do like the blue in the background contrasting with the orangish bottle. Really beautiful stuff right there. And I do think I want to add a little more black to the top, even though I kind of like how it's brown, even though it's not brown in real life. I want to add a little more darkness to that. All right, let's see how that worked out. Too saturated over here. Just, yeah, that's a little better. Over here. Still too saturated. Needs a little more saturation. I like that. What does this painting need? It's hard to say. Go back to my favorite pieces and just favorite parts of this painting and just like tighten it up further. Wherever I can tighten it. I like it a lot. It's still feeling like it's missing some active component. I'm going to just take more risks. You know what? I feel I feel this work is not done, but I might be ready to just stop for now. My sense is I still need. Okay, I love that teal where I just added. Kind of want to add that more places. I think it's really getting there. I want to pop the top a little bit. This piece right here. Honestly, I really like this. I want to bring a little bit more pop to the top still. We're going to add some dark saturated colors, like strong maroon, strong blues. Just going to pop it. All right, I want to do something to separate this bottom piece to the top piece. Okay. Starting to feel like the bottom is too close, or it's not dark enough. It's too close to the bottle, it's not dark enough. In both. Hmm. I feel like the horizon line needs to be dropped. So I'm really liking the top piece over here, but I'm not sure I like the bottom. I think I'm gonna leave it though. I'm gonna call it. We're gonna call it for now. All right. The stream has been going for 81 minutes. It's crazy. It's a fast painting session though. Art usually takes much longer than this. All right. I'm feeling that we should do maybe one more art activity just because I want to try something different from painting. Point of this first live stream was to try different stuff. So, we're gonna do the character generator. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. This is actually really gets me excited, this idea. I think it's freaking hilarious. It's really interesting. I'm gonna need a piece of paper for this. Oh, well, you know, actually, I could just type this out. Maybe share my screen. Let's see. Let me create a new window for this. Got to sign into a few stuff here. Okay. Let's open a new Google Doc. We'll call this character, random character. And then let me share my screen here. I'm gonna create a new input type. It is going to be called browser. Let's see if this works. Let's hope this works. This may not work though, because let me think. I'll share this to anyone with a link. Okay. I think it should work now. Okay. Okay, there we go. Random character. We're working on this right now. Let me just move this to the top right here. And I can probably quit out of the GoPro for now, right? So move this where the GoPro was. Okay, so there's gonna be, we're gonna choose Myers-Briggs type. We're gonna do star sign. And we're gonna do Enneagram. I'm not sure if that's spelled right. How do you spell Enneagram? Enneagram. Oh, I think I got it right. Okay, so let's do random number generator, and then we'll do Myers-Briggs types. Okay. So we got analysts, diplomats, sentinels, and explorers. So Myers-Briggs is kind of like personality types. An example of Myers-Briggs might be an INTJ, which is like they're called architects, imaginative, strategic thinkers with a plan for everything. And then INTP, innovative inventors with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Each letter stands for a different part of their personality. The first letter is whether you're introvert, extrovert. Second one is intuitive versus sensing. Third letter is thinking versus feeling. And then the last one is judging versus perceiving. You don't need to know too much about it, but basically I'm just going to randomly choose one of these using a random generator. So 1 through 16, generate. Number 11. 11 out of 16. And what does this map to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to choose an ESTJ. Interesting. Boom. Star sign. Star signs. Okay, so Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12. 3 out of 12. Third one is Gemini. So everyone's heard astrology before. Basically, astrology can get super complicated, but as far as I know, the stereotypical thing, I don't know if it's the most important thing, but it's the sun sign. So we're just going to choose Gemini sun sign. And then Enneagram. How many types are there? 9? Enneagram types. So there's 9 types, and you can have one of the wings. So whatever type you are, you're one of the wings. So let's first choose the type and then figure out what their wing is. Wing. Enneagram 8. 8. 9. Type 8. And then we're going to choose whether they're going to be wing 7 or 9. So min is 7. Wait, 1 or 2. So 7, wing 7. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So let's take a look at this. I don't know this Enneagram so much. Enneagram 7. Oh. Okay, let's copy some of these over. And they're Enneagram 7. They are a Myers-Briggs ESTJ. ESTJ? Yeah. Oh, I can't click on this. And they're Gemini. This is kind of hard. It's too much text. Okay, so I'm reading this now. This is about Geminis. How do I change this so you can see more of it? Width, let's make the width much wider. Let's make it I really don't know how to do these streaming settings, so it's gonna be kind of janky right now. Okay. Got the width to be 1,000. We can't scroll down. That's a problem. That is a problem. All right, maybe this whole Google Docs thing is not the best idea. I'm just gonna throw it up here. It's gonna be up in the top corner. So I'm gonna be working here. There isn't much you can see. I'm just gonna start reading aloud some of the things that the descriptions they have about this, and we're gonna try to figure out what kind of character we're gonna create out of these three types. ESTJ Gemini with an 8-wing 7. So we know that Gemini, from what they said, I think they said that Geminis are real big explorers. I seem to remember reading at some point or someone saying that. Have you ever been so busy that you wish to clone yourself and just get everything done? That's what the Gemini experience is in a nutshell. Appropriately symbolized by the celestial twins, the air sign is interested in many pursuits that have to double itself. Because of its intrinsic duality, often falsely represented as two-faced. In reality, however, Gemini rarely has a hidden agenda. Playful and intellectually curious, Gemini is constantly juggling a variety of passions, hobbies, careers, and friend groups. They are social butterflies in the zodiac. They are quick-witted twins that can talk to anyone about anything. Find them buzzing between happy hours. Wait, hold on. Actually, I have an idea. So let's get rid of this browser idea. This browser idea probably doesn't work. Let's do a display capture instead. And we'll choose display. Choose this display. Okay. And we'll move my Razer Keo to the top. We'll make it smaller so you guys can still see me. Okay. So this is the Gemini. Geminis begin May 21st. Okay, so we know this person's born in May. Born between May 21st and June 20th. Accordingly, excels at guiding change and transformation. Always down to try something new. Shared their progressive view of the world. Governed by Mercury. Love texting and tweeting as much as they love talking. Interesting. Okay, so these are chameleons. They can recover fast. They like to change. They like new things. Interesting. Okay, that's the person that we have here. Thinking names like let me see. Girl names maybe like Gemma. Gemma for the Gemini. Trixie. Abby. Is there like a longer name I can think of? Let's go Leandra. And then guy names. Maybe I can't think of any names that aren't like super short. Gary? No, Gary isn't a Gemini. Stanford. Stanford the Gemini. Sounds very proper. Harvey. Harry. I think Harry could be a Gemini. Rodrigo. Rodrigo is a Gemini. All right. And then let's read up on ESTJs. Executive. ESTJs, executives represent traditional order, utilizing their understanding of what is right and wrong and socially acceptable. Bring families and communities together. Embracing the values of honesty, dedication, and dignity. People with executive personality type are valued for their clear advice and guidance. They happily lead their way on difficult paths. Taking pride in bringing people together. Executives often take a role as community organizers, working hard to bring everyone together in celebration of cherished events. Okay, we're already seeing this together, the Geminis. The Gemini like to text and talk stereotypically, according to this article. And this is the first is the E, so they're clearly a extrovert. So now we know they're an extrovert that likes to talk, likes new ideas, honesty, dedication, and dignity. Very valued for clear advice and guidance. Happily lead the way on difficult paths. Community organizers, local events. Okay, so we're looking at like somebody who likes organizing events and they like order because if you don't know, the J and the T both, even the S, kind of like all symbolize that this is someone sort of detail oriented, who's logical thinking, who is pretty orderly. Huh. Okay, so they're an orderly, logical thinking person who likes different ideas and is adaptable and likes texting and tweeting. This feels like a little bit contrary. This is the thing I was thinking was going to happen. Like if I just choose a random thing, like seems like a little bit contrary. Maybe let's read the Enneagram to understand this person a little more. Enneagram types. So type 7. Oh, okay. You know, the one thing that I'm getting very strongly from these three things, the enthusiast, the busy, fun-loving, spontaneous, versatile, distractible, scattered. So they are quite the extrovert. From everything that we've seen, we have found a super extrovert. A super extrovert. Let's see. Let's come up with some more names. I almost want to come up with a Chinese name. What's a super extrovert? I'm just gonna say Chang Hao. That's his name. I don't even know what that means. He's just an extrovert. Shishi is gonna be another extrovert. You know, actually though, I can actually see somebody with a Chinese background being like this, because there is a sense that I get amongst my own Chinese background. There's like some order to this this cultural background I have. It's like there's a sense of like in Asian culture there is a sense of order where you have a lot of tradition. You have a huge background in study and education, a huge background in the importance of education and in the importance of family values and all the structures around that. So I could actually see somebody with an Asian background more than somebody with a Western background being one of these things. Because I can see them having like this really strong role where they're very traditional and they have like, you know, order and all that kind of stuff. But they're also sort of this fun-loving, adaptable Gemini. And in a way, this really speaks to my personal experience. And I think that this is actually really cool. I wanted really on this live stream to talk to people and express to people how important like realism and talking about your own story is important. Any art that you create, even in something as ridiculous as choosing some random number generated like personality types and star signs and then creating a character off of that. Like there's something personal. There's something personal you'll find there, and that's where the real parts are, the emotional parts. And the real thing that I feel here is just the experience of growing up in America with immigrant parents, with Asian parents. There's this sense of order that's going on and family values and tradition. And there's also this Gemini like quality of having to adapt to the new world that you've joined, like the different society and things like that. Um and then um and then there's this enthusiast. This is I can feel this to some degree. I'm kind of like this, but I feel like I know some people who are like this, who are like big, enthusiastic, maybe quick to adapt, fun-loving people who have this like traditional background. Oh, you know what else I could kind of see this with is if you had a strong Christian background. Not to call Christians out, but I have some friends or close friends who are Christian. They also have like because of religion, they have that structure, sort of like that routine where you go to church every Sunday, or maybe just having more structure around your life in terms of your values and your goals and things like that. Where they're not like the pure what stereotypical Gemini or Enneagram 7, where they're just out to have fun. They are out to have fun, but then they have some values that are creating some structure around their life. And maybe they're organizing church events. Um, but anyway, I want to get really fun with this. So I want this guy to be, I want it to be a guy, and I want him to be Cambodian for some reason. Let's look at Cambodian names. Men's names. Oh, interesting. And Charlie? Baby boy names. Let's just go. His name is gonna be Chimera. Chimera? I don't know how you pronounce Cambodian names. Chimera. Cambodian surnames. Chimera Chie. And he's a Enneagram 7. 7-wing. Oh, no. He's Enneagram 8. Crap. Oh, crap. Oh, he's just the wing 7. Oh, I messed this up. So he's the challenger, the powerful, dominating, self-confident, willful, and confrontational. Wow, this is actually interesting. This changes everything. This guy is a fighter. He likes fighting people. Enneagram 8. Enneagram 8. He is the fighter with the fun-loving enthusiast side. Interesting. Fighter and an executive, but a Gemini. Ooh. What if we went into the toxic stereotype that Gemini is a two-faced executive, willful. You know, this guy they're describing sounds like a sales guy. Sounds like a sales guy. Whew. Sounds like the guys I hang out with. They like to have fun and they like to party. and they like coming up with new ideas and things like that, but they've got some sense of order, and they might be a challenger. I think Enneagram 8s are known for being blunt. So they're like somebody who's blunt. A blunt ESTJ who likes to be adaptable. Actually sounds like quite a fun guy. I don't know if we should make a villain or a good guy. Well, I like to create heroes. So we're going to create a hero. The hero is going to be a challenger, a blunt challenger type. He's dedicated to right and wrong. And he wants to bring families and communities together. He's playful and intellectually curious and this person's really energetic. I can already feel. He's got a lot of energy. He's just over brimming with energy, and he's got this like ability to create something really fun. Happy hours, dinner parties, dance floors. Okay. This guy's like a pillar of the community. Roy. His name is Roy. Roy always wanted to have a good party. A good party meant that you had good food. A good party meant you had good people. But most of all, Roy knew that a good party always had a good surprise. The party that Roy found himself in actually started with a bit of a surprise. Roy was at the supermarket when he saw something strange happening. A woman was looking at tomato cans and crying. He wondered, Roy never thought much about tomato cans. He didn't even think much about tomatoes, except when he found in his sandwich. Roy didn't particularly like tomatoes. He wondered why the woman was crying. Roy looked Roy, what is Roy going to do in this situation? What has Roy found himself into? An emotional experience, and he's not well equipped to deal with it. Being the blunt ESTJ he is. So let's say, hey, is something wrong? Roy asked the woman. She looked at him briefly, but didn't seem to see him. Just kept crying. Roy was Roy was perplexed. I was gonna say annoyed, but you know, this is Roy, the beacon of the community, and confused. Hey, he said louder. Can I help you? You are crying all over your groceries, and they are getting wet. The woman looked down at the paper bag. At the paper bag of bulk oatmeal she was holding, as if in a daze. All right. I think I have a lot of hope for this live stream. I hope that I can be a part of this community, this online YouTube, whatever community, and that people can do art along with me or understand art better, understand emotions better. I hope that I can find my reconnection to art with all these exercises. And that I can feel that I'm connected to all of you. I feel nervous still. I wonder if I can be understood. I really hope to be understood. And I really want to be understood. I want to create a different space in this universe, in this social media world, where being present, being emotional, being artistic, you can find all those things. I hope that this is just the beginning of my journey, the beginning of our journey together.